Okay, so we're moving into a new category again, okay? I'm trusting that the ratios that we did last night, yesterday and everything, are fairly easy. They're probably nothing new than from what you've done in the past. It's just maybe slightly different problems, right? Types of problems. But I think most of you have been exposed already to ratios. I just wanted to remind you because you're going to see more of them, okay? But now we're moving into percents and particular certain type of thing. But we first have to figure out what is a percent. What does percent mean? If like this little symbol,
out of 100.
that means, yes, that means out of 100. Or another way to word it is over 100. Okay? So if I said 1%, I could write that as 1/100th.
Or you could write as 0.01.
Or I could write it as a fraction. Remember, 100th is remember the first space is tenth, 1/10th, 100th, right? The second space, so if the 1 would be in the second space, so you'd have to have a 0 in the first. So it'd be 0.01. Another way to think of it is 1% would be the same as moving, there's a decimal after the 1, moving it over 2 places. And since there's nothing, you have to do a 0.01. Right? So to go from percent to decimals. Wait a minute, let's just do a few more. So if we had 20% of the bicycles in town are red, right? That means 20 out of 100 bicycles are red. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's a fifth too.
Right? What?
It's a fifth too, right?
It's a fifth. So you could actually write this as
and then equals 0.2.
Right. But you could write this, you could simplify this as 1/5. But if you wanted to turn it into a decimal, you really don't want to change this. You could actually get rid of the zeros because there's a 0 on the end of both of them, right? So suddenly it's 2/10. And if you're going to write that as a decimal, 2, that's in the tenths column. Remember this? This is new, right? I mean, this is new, right? This is not new, right? You all get this, right?
Yeah.
Right? That's the 10th column. So 2/10 would be 0.2. And do you all know that if there's a 0 on the end of both of them, you can cross the zeros out?
Yeah.
Right? Because that's the same as dividing top and bottom by 10, right? And so you just get rid of the zeros, right? So 20% is 0.2. What is 0.05 as a percent?
5%.
5%. You're going to move this over 2 spaces. It's 5%. Okay?
This is also 5 over 100.
What is 0.81 as a percent? 81%. Exactly. Good. So it's not that hard. You guys have it down. That's all. Awesome.
Is this what we have for homework?
No. Homework is much more complicated.
Okay.
This is just reminding you what percents are, right?
This is easy.
This is really easy. This is so easy that when I say the homework is much more complicated, it doesn't mean it's complicated. Just much more than this. This is not complicated, right? At all. This is easy. Easy.
I was hoping that the homework was like turn 1% into a decimal. Yeah.
What if I said? So we have to look at a few things. I guess we'll deal with them as we go. We're going to talk about vocabulary. But it says, first problem, it says find. I'm just suddenly realizing, is this on the homework? That is, wouldn't you know?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely.
That's exactly as you thought it in your brain. It's in the homework.
Oh, lovely. Okay, well then we're going to make up our own. Okay, find 25% of 60. Find 25%. No, this is a lecture. This is a lecture. I'm recording this, I hope.
60 times 0.25.
So this is really easy. They start to get a little more complicated soon, right? So just trust me. I'm starting with the easy, right? What does of always mean in math? Of always, does everybody know that? Every time you see the word of in math, it means multiply. So you're going to write exactly what it says. Exactly. That's why I put that up there.
Gary.
It says, but I'm going to turn 25% into a decimal, Thorn.
Couldn't you just do it in your head? So
No,
it'd be 50?
no, yeah, you could, but I want you to get the practice, right? I want to set it up. You could do it in your head that way. That's totally true. But I want you, I'm starting easy, right? I'm not going to give you a hard one now, but once you get it down, then I'm going to give you hard ones you can't do in your head. So if you don't know how to do it, right, algebraically, you're in trouble. So find 25%. So I'm going to turn this to a decimal. Always easier to turn percents into a decimal, all right? So what would that be?
0.25.
0.25. Of means multiply. So I'll put I don't know, there's too many dots there. I'm going to do it like this. And then 60, right? So 0.25 times 60. 0.25 times 60. So you multiply it out, or you get your calculator or whatever, and you'll find that is equal to 15. So 25% is half of a half. You know that? Half of 60 is 30, half of 30 is 15. So that's another way to do it. But I want you to think of it this way, right? So 0.25 times 60. Get out your calculator, multiply it out, you're done.
Yes, we can use
Right?
calculators.
I'm okay with that.
Wait, what? 25
That's it. That's the answer. So 25% of 60 is 15. Right?
Sometimes you get like
25% of 60 is equal to 15.
Wait, how did you get 15?
So that's the answer.
I multiplied 0.25 times 60. This is my answer. It says find 25% of 60. Thorn and Emily. I'm going to have to move you guys. Seriously. Emily, why don't you come sit here? I just can't. I can't have you guys constantly talking. All right? Thorn, I need you to be quiet. Okay, this is my lecture, okay? Everything's on tape. It's not working to have you guys talking so much. I need you to stop. All right, questions? Good. It's pretty straightforward, right? Let's try another. Try another. Does anybody have a calculator?
Yes, I do.
Great, so we don't have to be so. All right, find 62% of 90. All right, how would I set this up?
Oh, you make it a decimal.
Graham,
So, you make so it's 0.62 times 90.
okay, so calculator. Who has the calculator?
I do.
Okay, either one of you, I don't care.
55.8.
55.8. 55.8. That's pretty straightforward, right? Is it pretty easy? You guys all get that, right?
Is that kind of stuff that's on the homework?
Yes. Yeah, easy. All right. All right, here's another one. Find 127% of 220. How would I set this up? Molly, how would I do it? Is that right? How do you change a percent to a decimal? You move it over how many spaces? Right now there's a decimal here.
Oh, 3?
No, you move it over 2. Boom, boom. So it's going to be 1.27 times 220. So who's got the calculator?
Oh, I'm 27.94.
What is it?
27.94.
No.
Wait, no.
Can't be.
No, it's 108.5. What? I got 279.4.
That's okay. Equals 279.4. So I don't know what you did, Victoria, but that was.
Oh, I know what I did wrong.
You might have divided or something. Okay. It's got to be bigger. Think about it. This is more than 100%. That means it's bigger than 100%. That means it's going to be bigger than this number. It's this number plus 27% more. Does that make sense? It's going to be 100% of this, which is 220, plus 20% more of 220, which is going to be, turns out to be 279.4. Okay? All right, so that's that. So fist of 5. You're all okay with this one?
Yeah.
All right, so now let's move on.
Oh wait, is there gonna be harder ones on homework?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Alright,
Aw.
do we have the homework? Here.
All right. What percent?
It's just a tree, man. It's just a tree.
What percent of 60 is 25? Okay.
It'd be
We are going to write exactly what it says, okay? So what would be for what? What would you use for what? X, right? We don't know what X is. What would you use for percent?
Percent.
What does percent mean?
Out of 100.
those are good.
Over.
Over what?
100.
So you're going to write that. You're going to write X over 100. Do you see how that says what percent? X over 100,
It's 30.
right? Of 60,
Oh.
right? 60 over 1, right? Is equal to 25.
Wait, how did you get 60? Oh, never mind.
What percent of means the parentheses. 60 is what's in here. I put 60 over 1 because it's a fraction I'm multiplying by. Is means equals. That's always equals 25. You see how I wrote exactly what it says?
Yes.
Okay, so now I have an equation. And if I said, oh, look at this. I could cross factor, right? I could divide this by 10. 10 goes into 60 6 times, right? 10 goes into 10 10 times. That makes it much easier. Oh, let's see here. Now let's see. 6. Well, I could do that. 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into that 5 times. So right now I have x over 5 times 3 over 1 is equal to 25. You with me? So no? I said, oh, well, 10 goes into 60 6 times. 6 times 10, right? 10 goes into 100 10 times. Then I thought, oh, wait, 2 goes into 6 and 2 goes into 10. So I said 2 goes into 6 3 times. 2 goes into 10 5 times. So I'm just rewriting it so I don't have this mess. This is sort of messy, right? Right? I'm just simplifying because I like smaller numbers. It's going to be easier for me. So now I have 3x. I'm going to combine these. I'm going to multiply my fractions. When you multiply fractions, you multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So I have 3x over 5. You with me? Equals 25. How do I get rid of a fraction in an equation if I don't want that fraction?
You
Lucinda.
multiply by its reciprocal.
Multiply, yes, you could multiply it either by its reciprocal or by its denominator. Either one, right? By reciprocal, it's 2 steps in one. By denominator, it's going to be 2 steps, right? Remember that rule I said? You can multiply everything by its denominator? If I did, watch this. I think this would be easier for a lot of people. So I'm multiplying everything by 5. Look at that. The 5's cross out. So I have 3x is equal to 125, I believe. Am I right?
Why? How did you get 125?
Oh, yeah, because
25 times 4 is 100. 25 times 5 is 125.
4.
5 times
Now
25.
you divide by 3, right?
And now you divide by 3, and that's not going to be perfectly. That's going to be x is equal to 41 2/3. Right? So
it's different if you write
1
about
and
the
2/3.
speed
2/3 is 0.66. I'm going to write that as 0.66. So how would I write that? It says what percent? 41.66% would be my answer. I have to put the percent sign after it. Does that make sense? You guys see that? Now there is another way, but I'm not going to teach it
Why
yet
is it 3x?
because we're running out of time.
What if you know it because you were in math class?
Why is 3x over?
What? Say it again.
Never mind, never mind.
Gert, why is it 3x?
If you have another method, I'm okay with it.
Gert,
But you have to show your work. I won't let you just use your calculator and give me an answer because that's like copying the answers down, right? I need to see your work from beginning to end. But trust me, this is a good skill to understand how to turn everything exactly what it says into an equation. that's kind of, I guess I'd like you to do it for the homework tonight. Yep. And then you can teach another way another time, all right? Where you can, right? I think I'd like you to do this method.
Oh, one
Okay.
second.
Is this due tomorrow?
Yes. So, is it clear? What x over percent over 100 of times 60 is 25? Let's solve that equation, right? Okay, next one. Don't let anybody ring the bell, Evan.
We still have like 2 minutes.
Oh, Evan, I was going to give you
It's 2 minutes.
Evan,
Clock is setting.
only if you want. Here we go.
Don't poke me.
22 is 14% of what? Why are people talking? Number. 22 is 14% of what number? I am going to
20
write down exactly what it says.
22.
22,
Parentheses.
wait,
Equals. 40.
14 over 100.
Yeah, 14 over 100.
No.
No.
Write that as a decimal. Molly and
Point.
you guys paying attention? Point
1.4.
1.4, right? Of what number? X. Okay? Look at that. 22 is
Couldn't it
point
just
14
Couldn't it-
x.
couldn't
I don't
it
even
just
need the
be,
parentheses
well,
really, right?
Uh,
I don't really need the
0.14
parentheses
X.
here, but that's okay. So what would I do to solve for x?
Well, you could
What?
divide by
Like
14.
Divide by the number in front of the variable, 0.14. So 22 divided by 0.14 is going to be a bigger number than 22. What is it? Calculators, please. 22 divided by 0.14.
No, it's going to be smaller.
Bigger.
Bigger.
What? What? Talk loud, guys. Guys.
157.14.
No, Rebecca, it's gonna be a bigger number.
Just like,
Yeah.
No, it's not because it's not 1.
You divided by 14.
just like, no, it's
Guys, this is my lecture, okay? It's really bothering me. I don't understand this. This is not okay. 22 equals that, times that. All right, we solved it. We divided by 0.14. We got 157 point something, right? So,
Gary,
yes.
I thought that it would be a smaller number because basically it's under
This is
1.
less than 1.
Yeah, so doesn't that
So
make a smaller number?
the smaller the denominator gets, it gets closer to 0, right? How many times does a very, 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 very tiny number go into 22?
Oh,
A
I
lot,
remember.
right? So hang on one second. I think that'll do. That's good enough. So we'll just stop there for now.